Get down. So happy you decided to click on this video. I'm making this video to tell you to pull your head out of your ass. All right? All right, now look. This is a video about how Brendan Allen can win, why this fight is much, much closer than you think, and you're sleeping on Brendan Allen. I've been going all over YouTube. People saying I should be sleeping on Brendan Allen. People saying this isn't close, this won't be close, and I think we're severely overrating RDR. RDR is a good fighter with good skills, but at the end of the day, at the highest level, especially at middleweight, it's really his size that wins him fights. That's not me trying to get on him, trying to antagonize him at all. It's just the facts. And we're going to get into it. First things first, RDR can only beat the best of the best with one game plan. And that game plan is to tire out your opponent in the first couple rounds. You know, try to land that big knee, try to just get a hold of him and just tire him out, and then hope you can rally at the end and win the later rounds. He went to a 48-47 with Robert Whitaker. Okay, now Robert Whitaker is a really, really good fighter. A great measuring stick for where you are in the division. You beat Robert Whitaker, you're most likely a champion. Matter of fact, the last three people that beat Robert Whitaker, DDP. Oh, wow. Hamzat Chimaev and RDR. I might be missing somebody in there, but that's two champions, right? Two dominant champions. But RDR did not look great in this fight. He looked like what I feel like he is, but I feel like a lot of you guys just aren't being honest with yourself. He's a dog, right? He makes you scrap. He gets you in a dog fight. He uses his durability. He uses his toughness. He uses his size. He outdogs you, and he hopes to break you. Now, Robert Whitaker, being the smaller man, right? We already know how to beat RDR, but being the smaller man and the way he fights is very, very explosive. It's hard to just, with that type of style, the blitzing style, being very, very explosive, it's hard to sustain that for 5 rounds, especially when you got somebody like RDR walking you down, throwing big things at you. But listen, I met Brendan Allen in real life. Brendan Allen's a big dude. All right, look at this picture. Look at this picture. Brendan Allen 6'2". RDR 6'4", right? Robert Whitaker 6 foot. Now, Robert Whitaker having a shorter reach. He had the much faster hands. He's not the greatest boxer. I think Brendan Allen's a better boxer than Robert Whitaker. Argue with your mama. But if you don't agree with that, Brendan Allen has more diverse types of boxing. While, you know, Robert Whitaker's bringing his blitzing style, his 1-1-2s. He might triple up the jab. He's going to throw the right hand behind it. Not many looping shots. Very, very straight. Straightforward, straight back, not really cutting angles. It's just not really what Robert Whitaker does, right? And as the fight goes on, he starts getting more flat-footed. The explosion's gone, so now the power in the shots are much, much different, even though he hurt RDR, I want to say in the 3rd round. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is Brendan Allen possesses a lot of tools, maybe not as polished as Robert Whitaker, but he possesses a lot of tools with better cardio, with size that can give RDR problems. There's many, many chinks in the armor, right? We rewatched RDR versus GM3. I really feel like GM3 was up 2 rounds to nothing, but the judges had it 1-1 going into the 3rd. Whether what you think, GM3 had faster hands. We know GM3 is not a great striker, but he had faster hands and he was dotting up RDR. RDR has a great jab. He has a great jab. I mean, a beautiful jab. It is. That's it. He has that big knee up the middle, which I still don't know how you defend it. You either eat it, try to counter, or you try to block, and you're still going to end up taking the damage from it, and it's going to add up. It's going to add up. It's going to be hitting your arms. Your arms are going to get heavy. He's putting water in the basement. It's not the Teddy Atlas. You see what I'm saying? But he has 2 good, efficient striking weapons. But he also stalls in positions for rest. This is what I mean. I put this picture of them hugging as a joke, but RDR did a lot of hugging in this fight. Right? RDR wants to wear down his opponent, but he's slowing down himself. But when you're both fatigued and you're both tired, and even though you're the faster man, you ain't fast no more because you're tired, that's when the durability, that's when the size, and that's when the grit starts to take over in these fights, and he forces you in those type of fights. I mean, look at GM3. GM3 quit. GM3 gave up the arm triangle. He was done. But look at RDR. Ooh, I'm glad that's over. Right? I'm glad that's over. And when I'm looking at BA, who's the better striker? Brendan Allen. Fast hands. Really underrated boxing. His boxing defense isn't the greatest, RDR's is much worse, and RDR doesn't throw a lot of volume with the hands. He's very, very slow in his hands, right? RDR is a really, really bad boxer. A really bad boxer. And very, very hittable. Bear's going to have very, very fast hands. Who's the better wrestler? Brendan Allen. The reason I say that is RDR is very, very slow. His takedowns, very, very slow. It's muscle. It's a whole lot of muscle. RDR defended these takedowns very, very well. Now, BJJ, RDR is better. As far as scrambles, I don't want to just RDR's better. No, because we forget that we saw Brendan Allen go to scrambling hell with Fluffy and won his fair share of those exchanges. And he got a bit over aggressive once he won those exchanges looking for the finishes. You could call it desperation. I wouldn't call it that because it was 1-1 going into the third. But there were a lot of positions he's throwing Fluffy off. Now he's ended up on top. Speed makes up the speed. I'm telling you right now, speed makes up the difference in strength on the ground with RDR. Now, if RDR does end up on top, it's a motherfucker. He's heavy. It's hard to get him off the top of you. If he's in your guard, you might be there for a while, right? But even when he passes and he gets to the half guard and gets to the side control, you can scramble up to your feet. We've seen it. And the thing about it is, what made me so confident in Fluffy, I literally had a whole Fluffy video already. Fluffy's going to beat RDR to the exchange. She's going to beat him to the punch in those scrambles. Brendan Allen is very, very smart, especially on the mat. That's his first discipline. He's amazing on the mat. And he's going to have the speed. He's going to beat RDR to the transitions on the ground. Speed, BA, durability, RDR, is going to come down to the cardio. It's going to come down to the cardio. I'm tired of people acting like this fight isn't going to be competitive. It's going to come, the early rounds, I think BA is going to win those. I think All In is going to win those. Or it's going to be very, very competitive. It's going to be a very, very competitive fight with Brendan Allen moving, with Brendan Allen combinations, punches and bunches, right? But we've seen Brendan Allen slow down in fights, right? Excuse me, but if you want to talk about dog, Brendan Allen has that in him. 5-round fight with Chris Curtis. 5th round, he's tired as fuck. He's still shooting takedowns. He's getting stuffed. All right, I'm still working. I'm up. When I'm on my feet, I'm still letting my hands go. I'm still throwing high kicks. End up taking Chris Curtis's back in the end of the 5th. He has that dog in him. It's going to come down to the cardio. It's going to come down to the cardio. What beats RDR? Fast hands. BA has those. Takedown defense. BA's the better wrestler. He is. And RDR's level changes are they're so slow. So slow. Feed them hips. You're good. Durability and size. BA, pretty durable. Has size. Nobody's going to be as big as RDR. RDR is the biggest. Nobody's going to be as big as RDR. Right? But you have to have 25 minutes of dog, and that's what we're going to find out about Brendan Allen. 15 minutes, I know Brendan Allen can hang. Right? But RDR, he's not going to stop. We very rarely see him hurt. We see him hit a lot. We very rarely see him hurt. BA doesn't have a lot of power in his hands, but neither does RDR. I think this fight goes off 5. All right, so I got a prediction. I'm in the car. I'm not in the studio. Damn, I got a pimple. Leave that alone. Listen. I'm going RDR. Now, I think we're in for another split decision. I think the people who add an RDR to their parlays going to be sweating, especially after the early rounds. I think the Brendan Allen bettors who bet the plus money, the money line or the spread, they're going to be feeling great. Especially if you bet the spread. I think we're in for another split decision. Because like I said, this is not Robert Whittaker. And maybe Robert Whittaker is a better fighter than Brendan Allen. But Brendan Allen is a harder matchup than Robert Whittaker for RDR. Brendan Allen does not rely on explosion. He does not rely on big moments. He just lets his hands go. He flows wherever the fights take him. The thing is, whenever he's controlling where the fight goes, amazing. Really, really good. The thing is, he'll get away from what's working. He'll let his opponent start dictating where the fight goes, right? And Brendan Allen, we know he has really good boxing. His defense is, but it's not worse than RDR's. RDR has the worst boxing defense in the division. He's just tough. He's just very durable. He's fucking huge. Another thing, he's not going to be that much bigger than Brendan Allen. He's going to have a couple inches on him for sure. He's going to be bigger in size, but when I say that much bigger, I mean, it's not going to look like Robert Whittaker in there. When we saw, it was like, okay, damn. This is going to be a tough battle to climb. And even in that, Robert Whittaker, hard to keep down. Got taken down once, maybe twice in that fight. Scrambled up. Didn't really get into any submission danger whatsoever. Brendan Allen is much better than Robert Whittaker on the ground in the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. In fact, Brendan Allen is a better wrestler than Rainer the Ritter. I'm telling you he is. Him versus Fluffy. He was beating Fluffy in exchanges. He was beating Fluffy in transition. He was beating Fluffy to the transition. He took Fluffy's back in that first round. Right, and a lot of people just say Fluffy just beat the shit out of Brendan Allen. That was a close fight. It was 29-28, and Brendan Allen just got overzealous, overconfident, and really went for the finish more than Fluffy did. And Fluffy made him pay for getting too aggressive. RDR Ritter's going to be slow. He's really, really slow on his takedowns, very telegraphed. It's just the fact that once he gets you, he's got you, and he's just going to drag you down. Brendan Allen's going to be able to out-scramble this guy. It's going to be the jiu-jitsu. I don't think we're going to see a finish. I do not think we're going to see a finish at all, and if we do, I think it's coming from the Brendan Allen side, because you're not going to submit Brendan Allen. I don't see RDR being able to do that, because I don't think RDR is going to be able to keep up with Brendan Allen in the transitions on the ground. It's going to come down to the physicality. It's really going to come down to the physicality. And RDR is just fucking stubborn. I mean, he just gets hit in the face over and over again. He gets fucking cracked and he gets outclassed, but he just keeps coming and coming. Pause. The thing about this fight is I don't think he's going to be able to get as many opportunities to rest against Brendan Allen like he did against Robert Whittaker against the cage, you know, holding position, clinching, kneeing to the thigh. I don't think he's going to get that many opportunities to rest, but, I mean, RDR brings you into a dogfight and he just outlasts you. And I think it's going to be close. I think Brendan Allen can win this fight, but gun to my head, I have to pick Reinier de Ridder.